The Rays youth movement is in full swing. And last night, two future cornerstones, Jake Bauers and Willie Adames, each homered in a 7-2 Rays victory. Today at Tropicana Field, Tampa Bay looks for the series sweep over future Hall of Famer Albert Pujols and the Angels. We welcome you to Tropicana Field, the wrap-up game of the series between the Rays and the Los Angeles Angels, and the Rays are looking for a sweep. Hi again, everyone. Welcome to an afternoon of Rays baseball from the Trop with Brian Anderson, Dwayne Stats. Good to have you aboard. Well, as mentioned in the tease, a couple of potential and so far cornerstones, young cornerstones for the Rays on display last night. We're also seeing a guy who's been a cornerstone in Major League Baseball for a long time in the middle of this Angels lineup, Albert Pujols. Such a cornerstone he is that he's in pursuit now of Willie Mays as he walks up or slugs his way up the home run list.
I mean, think about the numbers that he has put out there. I mean, a Hall of Fame career already. He continues to add to these numbers. He comes into this series, by the way, red hot over the last couple of weeks. A current 7-game hit streak, but this is what you're talking about. Already over 3,000 hits and then some. And then look at the home runs. Just past Ken Griffey Jr. with number 631. This was the 3,000th hit right there. And you're right, Willie Mays is next in his targets. That lets you know everything that you need to know about Albert Pujols and what he's been able to do over the course of his career. And for Jake Bauers, how about this? I don't care what the pitch is. If you're hanging it right now, he is banging it. There's a changeup right there from Dylan Bundy. Up and out over the plate, home run. You can see he's homered in 3 straight games. Curveball by Tyler Skaggs. Leave it out over, he's hammering it. And then, of course, last night, Hansel Robles, 97 out over the heart, and there it goes. So right now, you had better be very, very careful with Jake Bauers. He is red hot.
Also getting into the home run brigade last night on the heels of that great defensive work, Willie Adames, the Rays' young shortstop. And when we come back, Rich Hollenberg will zero in on Adames and his spot in the lineup and on the infield.
today at Tropicana Field. And with Adeiny Echeverria getting designated for assignment yesterday, it really is Willie's world from now on with the Tampa Bay Rays. And last night he showed that he is ready to wear that mantle. 2 hits last night, including a no-doubter into the left field seats, his 4th home run on the year. And Kevin Cash knows what he has in the future and the present with this shortstop. He says comfort is the key to Willy Adames' success.
Finding consistency and you know the results matter, but I'm not going to deny that. But at the same time, I mean we allow a lot of guys the patience and the time to get acclimated, and Willie's going to do some good things, and he's going to have some young struggles, which all players do. But last night was a step in the right direction. I mean, those he had 3 at bats, fly ball to center, a base hit, and then the home run were. You could tell there was some extra whip in his bat. He got the barrel to the ball a couple times. He looked really good. There was some comfort there, and that's the end goal. Get him comfortable to where he's playing like he's played coming up to the minor leagues.
Adames batting 8th today, manning shortstop for the Rays, who look to make it 3 straight against the Angels with just about 3 minutes to go till first pitch. On the other side of this commercial break, Dwayne Stats and Brian Anderson have the call. Rays baseball coming your way on Fox Sports Sun.
Rays sent Hunter Wood to the mound this afternoon, looking for a sweep of the Los Angeles Angels. The Rays have won 5 of the 6 games played between these two teams in the season series this year. And the starting lineup, presented by your Southern Ford dealers. The Angels will have David Fletcher leading off, Cole Calhoun and Justin Upton to follow. The DH is Albert Pujols, Andrelton Simmons, Luis Valbuena's at first, hitting 6th. Coward, Racino, and Eric Young Jr. rounding out the lineup for the Angels. All set to play ball. First pitch of this game is a fastball inside, ball 1. We are underway.
Well, Hunter Wood will be opening up his 4th game, ERA of 1.93, 1 earned run given up in 4 2/3 innings, 7 strikeouts, a couple walks.
There's a strike. 1-1. Well, the Rays not only winning the first 2 games of this series, they've now won 5 of the first 6 against the Angels, and this is the last game of the season series. So they've already won the series from the Angels, 1-2. And they are 2 games over 500 for Kevin Cash at 55 and 53. Cut and a miss. He's out of there on the fastball. 95, and Fletcher goes down swinging.
Well, Hunter Wood comes right out, blows away Fletcher to start this ball game, and then here comes Cole Calhoun, and let's look at a scouting report on Calhoun. And Dwayne, thanks to you for this headline right here, oblique start. And so when you look at Cole Calhoun and what we mean by that, through the end of May, he was hitting 145, 1 home run, 11 driven in, then went on the disabled list with an oblique strain. Since then, in 36 games, hitting 302, 13 home runs, leads the American League, by the way, in that time frame, and 30 runs driven in.
And he's trying to make up for lost time. A cut and a miss. Calhoun, they figured he was going to be a big part of their offense, and that start a little askew, not exactly the direct start that they thought he was going to have. But boy, 14 home runs now.
Well, and the question is it too little too late? They have enough to try to climb back in. Got a long way to go. You think about what the Mariners have been able to do, the Oakland A's ahead of them, not to mention the Astros. So they've got some ground to make up.
1-1 to count. He homered, had 2 walks to go with the home run last night. Pause in the delivery there, and the pitch is up. 2-1. Calhoun had a home run, 2 singles, and a walk, and 3 runs batted in here Tuesday night. That's a strike. 2. And a cut and a miss. Another fastball. So he takes care of Fletcher, and now Calhoun. 95 on Fletcher, 96 that fastball on Calhoun.
Trending in the right direction. Let's take a peek at the Rays defense, see how it's going to line up here this afternoon. Brought to you by Gold and Diamond Source in the outfield left to right. We've got Tommy Pham, Kevin Kiermaier, and Carlos Gomez. And across that infield third to first, we've Duffy, Adames, Robertson, and Bowers. Jesus Sucre will handle the catching duties.
Justin Upton. Bit wide right there, 1-0. This one's headed toward the gap. Left center field cut off by Kiermaier, but he could not hang on to it as he tried to backhand it. And Upton's in at second with a double.
That would have been interesting. The Upton a wide turn at first base, and Kevin Kiermaier, we know how much ground he can cover. He comes up with that clean with his throwing arm. He may have had a play out there at second base, but a hanging breaking ball that Upton gets into, and then look at Kiermaier try to cut it. Does a good job of doing it. That ball in and out of the glove.
How many center fielders even come close to cutting a ball like that off? When you think where he came from, where he started to get over there, almost cut it off, and you're right, almost held him to a single and a potential out at second if he tries to stretch that into a double. Pujols cues this one foul. Strike 1.
He takes so much pride in his defense, and that goes with his jumps, the routes, how quick he can get there. being extremely athletic, his strong throwing arm. He's got it all.
Holtz bounds this one the other way, out of play. Nothing in 2. Well, as we mentioned in the Open with Pujols up there, a Cinch Hall of Famer. And in pursuit of Willie Mays. Mays 5th on the home run list with 660. Pujols 6th all time with 631. Is down, 1 ball, 2 strikes. And when you think about this list, Bonds and Aaron and Ruth and A-Rod and then Mays and Pujols, here's a guy, Pujols wasn't sure he was going to get a chance to play professional baseball. Cardinals signed him. He's down, 2-2. Really battled for everything he's accomplished. Getting to the major leagues and becoming the offensive force that he has been all the time in St. Louis and now with the Angels.
It reminds you of Mike Piazza.
Yep.
You know, another guy way down the draft. I think he was drafted, what, 60th round?
Yeah.
I mean, way down there. A long shot.
This one, Wood reaching with his pitching hand. Now the throw to first, and he still gets him. Wood battling, getting to that ball behind the mound after reaching for it with the pitching hand. And Pujols is out at first, leaving a man at second base.
Boy, just smothered it, and then with Pujols running, able to get him.
Bottom of the first coming, no score. The starting lineup presented by your Southern Ford dealer. Kevin Kiermaier to lead it off, followed by Matt Duffy and Daniel Robertson at second base today. Tommy Pham is in there in the cleanup spot and left ahead of the DH C.J. Cron. Jake Bowers will follow. Then Carlos Gomez, Willie Adames, and Jesus Sucre, all against the left-hander Andrew Heaney. Ground ball right down to third. And the throw to first in time. Ball down to Coward, the third baseman today. He was playing in, and that's one away.
Well, for Andrew Heaney, how about these splits? At home, very, very good. 6-2, 2.44. Still looking for that first win on the road. He is 0-4, the ERA up over 5. Boy, the difference in numbers, alarming, really. Although one of those losses at home came to the Rays.
Pitch, and Duffy takes a strike. Heaney out of Oklahoma. In fact, he was drafted by the Rays in '09 and decided to go to Oklahoma State instead of signing 2. The Rays had an appreciation for his ability coming out of high school.
Yeah, not overpowering, but he is a competitor out there. Fastball, curveball, changeup, move the ball around the strike zone, and one of those guys who wants the ball, wants to pitch deep into games, is going to battle you all the way through. Should be a good matchup.
It's 2 balls, 2 strikes. He's 27 years old. He's come back from Tommy John surgery. Did about everything he could do to avoid that. The PRP and the stem cell, and then eventually the Tommy John surgery. And he strikes out Duffy. One of the things he's done, the Angels really liked him pitching from the third base side. They thought it would protect his arm a little bit more. But he's decided to go from the first base side of the rubber and is more comfortable over there.
Well, and think about this. Watch as he delivers, especially from this camera angle right here. Watch his arm angle where he is, kind of like a low 3/4. And so you think about that kind of a release point and that arm angle. You're on the far first base side. You're facing a left-handed hitter. You can drive that pitch away from him. And then think about with a right-handed hitter. You create this angle coming in on him. See how that ball, it cuts across. You're throwing that from that far first base side, the arm out in the other batter's box, and driving that ball to the inside corner. So not only is it coming in 92, 93, but there's a tough angle to it. Works with the breaking ball too, and then the changeup that's away.
Robertson lifts the 2-0 pitch into right. Calhoun over there to make the catch in front of Eric Young Jr. A 1-2-3 first. We go to the second. No score. By WB Mason, Tuba, WB Mason, the official office supply company of the Tampa Bay Rays. By Publix, where shopping is a pleasure. And by Geico, 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. First pitch, a fastball on the inside corner to Andrelton Simmons. Strike 1. Simmons, Valbuena, and then Coward. Rays have Jalen Beeks now throwing in the bullpen up the right field side. It's 1-1. Wood with a couple strikeouts in the first, gave up the double to Upton, and then got Pujols Wood reaching out with a pitching hand. Slowed the ground ball back to the hill.
By the way, not recommended.
No, 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 no.
You want to keep that thing out of the way. That's the moneymaker. But, you know, sometimes it's just instinct, and all you can think of is making the play, and so you stick out whatever you need to try to knock that thing down.
Yeah, Wood relying on that Arkansas grit for that. Trying to barehand that ball. 2-2. And a cut and a miss. Nice pitch right there. And Simmons is out number 1 in the second.
I'll tell you what, Hunter Wood has been extremely sharp. Outside of the one slider to Justin Upton, the fastball has been lively. This slider well located. Good break on that. Seen some good curveball. Saw a changeup. That's a rarity for him, but a good changeup to Calhoun.
Luis Valbuena, the first baseman. Pitch is up. Ball, no strikes. Well, the Rays a little unorthodox in their pitching approach this year. And Hunter Wood, part of that here, serving as the opener. It's 1-1. You know, if you're the opener in a couple cases, I could see guys in a way kind of enjoying this. Yeah, I think Wood has. I think Stanek has.
For sure.
2-1.
I mean, you know when you're going to pitch. It's not. It doesn't preclude you from maybe getting in the night before or the night after. I mean, we've seen Kevin Cash use guys in back-to-back ball games.
No, we've seen that with Stanek. He was the opener Tuesday. Pitched in relief last night.
Well, lets these guys go out there too, start things off, be able to get themselves ready. You know, in the manner in which they choose. They know what time the game's going to start, and then they just air it out, and that's what you really like to see. Hunter Wood, we've seen a tick in his velocity up. Stanek coming out 97, 98.
Well, it's put them in different roles, and with that has come a little different approach and the uptick in velocity.
It adds, a level of excitement, really.
Swing and a miss. He throws that one by Valbuena. So that's 4 strikeouts. 2 up, 2 down. Mike Trout not in the lineup today. And that right wrist got a little banged up, and his day-to-day, you can see it hit the deck there.
Yeah, straight into the ground with a good amount of force. And so they went and took a look at that. Should be fine, but with the quick turnaround in a day game, get the day off.
Cut and a miss. Strike 1. Caleb Coward. Fouls it out of play. 0-2. Mike Trout out of the lineup. We saw Shohei Ohtani in the first game of this series. He had a base hit in 5 at-bats. There's 1-2.
And this is a team that needs to get on a winning streak if they want to stay relevant in the race out west, not for the division, but obviously for the wild card. And you're missing 2 very important pieces to that lineup, which, by the way, has been swinging the bat well lately. 2 runs last night, but they came into this series having been on a nice streak offensively. But boy, oh boy, you miss Ohtani, you miss Trout, 2 of your big 3 boppers in the top part of that lineup. That hurts.
Wood thought he had strike 3 on the inside corner on that last pitch. Instead, it's 2-2. Mike Socha trying to keep his team involved in the wild card race, but right now 9.5 back, and a cut and a miss. Coward strikes out, missed the fastball. Woods strikes out the side. Through an inning and a half, no score. Our Toyota inside look. Tropicana Field has been home sweet home again for the Rays recently. 19-4 in their last 23 games at home.
Well, it's about time. You and I have sat up here and talked about the Rays making this basically a dungeon for opposing teams. You know, just come in here and handle your business at home and get the real home field advantage. And after a slow start here in 2018, they have certainly done that, and it's been led by the pitching staff.
Pitch is down. Well, Tropicana Field has always played well to pitching, and the Rays have tried to take advantage of that and then build a varied offense. That's a strike, and now the count. It's 2-2 in the Rays after a little bit of a bumpy home schedule early. They've now gone 31-20 overall at home. Close, and the count to Tommy Pham is full, 3-2. C.J. Cron, the former Angel, on deck. Jake Bauers will hit third in the inning. Line drive. Going to be caught by Fletcher, a liner, but hit right to the second baseman. And that's something apparently when you look at the numbers on Pham, he did that a lot with the Cardinals. A lot of hard hit balls that turned out to be outs. And you know, that's an area now that they catalog. That's one of the things the Rays liked about him. He hits the ball hard, and you figure sooner or later you keep doing that, it'll work out in your favor.
Oh, that is one thing that you can measure, and there's some validity to it. And you're right, as a hitter, you go up there wanting to get the barrel on the ball. I'm going to hit the ball hard. That's all I can control. And just like you said, if you do that enough, the hits are going to come. Unfortunately for him, they have not come at the rate that you would expect with how hard he's hit the ball.
Yep, and that makes sense if you want to measure all of the new information that's available. That's one that certainly does make sense. 2-1 to Cron.
Who knew that you'd become such a big proponent of exit velocity?
If it makes sense, I think we're both open to that.
No, well, and it does.
You know, some of it we're still scratching our heads. Swing and a miss. 2-2 to Cron. A 1-2-3 first for Heaney, and now a line drive caught by Fletcher for out number one in the second. Crone is out on strikes.
You see once again with the arm angle and being over on the far first base side, look at the angle he's able to create with that breaking ball, and that's why he feels more comfortable over there. Look how much room, how much space that thing covers. You know, he starts that pitch, it comes out of the hand, it's in the other batter's box, and he's breaking that all the way to the inside corner with depth to it, with some sweeping action. That's the fastball here. He'll drive it away from the lefty. So even though his fastball for the most part is really straight, he's creating angles with it, and that's his deception.
Strike on Bowers. 1-1. Well, when the Rays beat him out in Anaheim, he did not give up an earned run. He gave up a grand slam to Daniel Robertson, but an error helped set all of that up, and Robertson hit the key home run.
Yeah, strange line. You know, you had the 5 walks in there, 4 runs, but nothing earned.
And a near miss there. Fastball wide. It's 3-1. One of a couple grand slams for Robertson this year. Foul out of play. Robertson got to hit that in front of a family and friends in Southern California. The Rays visit to Anaheim this year.
Man, what a thrill. What a thrill.
Yeah, it doesn't get any better than that, does it?
No. I mean, a home run, that would be a dream. A grand slam and the difference in the game. Come on. Kind of like the pinch hit walk-off he hit here.
Yep. 2 fouled back. Fastball. Heaney reaching the mid-90s with that one. 95.
It's a nice little range that he works with. The breaking ball, the changeup.
Piece of that one foul.
Well, you got to be careful too with Jake Bowers, like we highlighted in the open. A home run in 3 straight games, and those home runs on 3 different pitches: changeup, curveball, fastball.
Another foul ball. This one into the screen. Foul ball again, so this is turning into a lengthy at bat here for the Rays first baseman. Good battle going on between the left-hander Heaney and the left-handed hitting Jake Bowers.
And we've been stuck on repeat. Just mid-90 fastball after mid-90s fastball out over the plate, and Bowers catching pieces.
Another foul ball, that the 10th pitch of the at bat. And Heaney can be pretty efficient with his pitch count. He's coming off 8 innings against Seattle, in which he made 81 pitches. And a liner, that's going to be a base hit out of the reach of Fletcher. And Bauer's going to dig for 2. Calhoun with a good arm, but the throw is late. And an aggressive double for Jake Bowers. That's right out of the box, a double.
I'm going to tell you something. In the long line of really good at-bats that Jake Bowers has put together this season for the Rays, that's one of the best. I mean, fastball after fastball in the mid-90s, and then finally gets a breaking ball. Look at him keep the hands back long enough to get that ball into the outfield. And you're right, where it was positioned, he was smelling 2 right out of the box, and he gets there. Calhoun's got a good arm, too. You had better be sure you're going to make it in there.
Yeah, Calhoun has 7 assists this year. strong arm, and the hustle by Bowers sets up the 2-out double.
You know what makes the 7 assists impressive is he's got a reputation.
Yep.
So it's not the sheer number. The fact that he still has 7 and people know don't run on him is what makes it impressive.
Carlos Gomez up here with the first scoring opportunity of the game for the Rays. Strike. Low and away and on the corner. Inside. Fastball takes it to 1-1. Ground ball headed to the second baseman, Fletcher. The Rays will leave a man at second. We'll head into the third. No score.
Rays and the Angels from Tropicana Field. Jalen Beeks taking over the left-hander, but we're talking about Blake Snell, the left-hander. That's good news because this weekend, as we become accustomed to, right now it's officially TBD all across the board against the White Sox. But Kevin Cash told me earlier today, Blake Snell will pitch this weekend against the White Sox. Most likely it will be Saturday. And then, guys, on Sunday we'll see former Ray Jamie Shields taking over.
Well, the White Sox come calling. Middle team of this 3-team series, 3-team homestand, a 3-game series with the White Sox. They'll follow the Angels coming in. Jalen Beeks out here on the hill now, the lefty. And he quickly is ahead 0-2 to Jose Brasinho, the catcher.
Jalen Beeks still working on getting comfortable on the mound here at the big league level. Right back out there, and I'll tell you what, he's already thrown all of his pitches. You see that fastball start off the AB, then a changeup, then the curveball.
Very young junior next, and then the top of the order, David Fletcher.
Climb the ladder.
Ground ball headed to the shortstop, Adames, and the throw is in time. Will be good to see Snell back out on the mound, as Rich mentioned. Officially, the speculation is that Saturday he'll work, and then the former Ray James Shields. Shields 4-13 for the White Sox, but he is 4th in the American League in innings pitched, so he's seen a lot of action for the White Sox this year.
Well, that has been a staple of James Shields. Take the ball, hates coming out of games, and so not surprising that still able to put up those kind of numbers as far as innings pitched go.
Strike called Eric Young Jr.
Kind of a throwback in that regard.
Nice pitch there. Out in front and swinging over that pitch.
Sharp little curveball, and for Beeks, you know, not overpowering with the fastball, so he's going to have to work the corners and change speeds, and he's shown a pretty good sharp curveball here the first few that he's thrown. The changeup's an interesting pitch for me because we saw the first fastball he threw was 91. He's been 91, 92. That changeup will get up around 87, 88 sometimes, right there. And that is not a very big difference at all when you're talking about 91, 92, changeup 87, 88. Doesn't leave you a lot of margin for error.
Yeah, you'd like to see that a little more separation.
Yeah, ideally you'd love to see that down there 82, 83, 84 with the same kind of movement.
And a swing and a miss. Well, 93 with that fastball right there, and he strikes out Eric Young Jr.
And how about where he put it? Again, you've got to put it in good spots. They want it up, and he is right there at the top of the zone, and Sucre then throwing it around. Ray's pitching so far, first time through the order, has been sharp.
Yeah, 6 strikeouts. Underwood had 5, and now 1 here by Beeks. Ball headed toward right center field. Gomez closes, is there and makes the catch. So a quick inning for Beeks, and when we go to the Rays half of the inning, Willie Adames, coming off the home run last night, will lead off. In the game now, and they're facing the left-hander Andrew Heaney. Willie Adames takes the first pitch. That's a strike. Adames, Sucre, and Kiermaier. 0-2 the count. Time granted by Alan Porter. And that is strike 3 call. The fastball. It's Adames looking.
Oh, that's a good fastball there by Heaney, and again driving it across the zone to that inside corner, right to the edge.
Now, the Angels like Heaney's stuff, and they like his makeup as well.
Yes.
He is a competitor out there on the hill.
Does not like to come out of ball games.
Yep.
Wants to pitch deep each and every time.
Sucre takes a strike. Up the right side, that ball is a foul ball. But you figure that he's got a pretty good perspective. Number one, he's coming back from Tommy John surgery. His father was a pastor. And with that came trips to Honduras to help build education centers down there in a country that's had some issues with civil disturbances. Ground ball down to third. Coward will make this play. 2 gone. So you get a young man who's been involved in trying to help a situation like that, take that upon his time and effort, and you get a pretty good perspective what you're doing for a living here playing Major League Baseball.
Without a doubt, an appreciation for the things that you have, and obviously, you know, discipline in his life, and just a tough guy to the point where he's gone to Mike Scioscia and said, listen, you leave me out there.
Yep.
I'll figure out a way. Leave me out there to, you know, let me take some of the pressure off the bullpen, especially if it's one of those games where the guy the night before goes a little shorter than you would hope. He's like, listen, I'm out there for the long haul. Let me eat up the pitches, save the bullpen. Accountable.
1-1 to count. Kiermaier breaks his bat, pops it up on the left side, and Simmons breaking back and had to come in. That didn't have a lot of hang time, and he managed to get there in time. Boy, you don't see that every day. And Simmons with a little basket catch. Through 3, no score. Purchase 2018 Rays Flex Pack through Sunday. Fans can purchase 5 lower level tickets for just $75. That's a savings of 60%. Each pack purchase includes a choice of a gift of a Devil Rays pullover or pint glass set presented by Dex Imaging. Visit RaysBaseball.com/flex. Strike the count to Calhoun. Popped up third base side. Duffy's after it. Will he have a play? The answer is no. The count extends to 0-2. Wood for 2. Beeks had a 1-2-3 third ahead of Calhoun in the 4th, with Upton next and then Pujols. Ground ball left side. Duffy's there for this one. That takes care of Calhoun. Had him played perfectly right there from his third base spot. Few steps to his left. Justin Upton has the one hit for the Angels so far, his 13th double of the year.
And now swing things around on him. You've got the shift. You've got 3 infielders there on the left side.
Cut and a miss by Upton.
Lone man standing over here, and Jake Bauers. This has just become the norm. It's actually strange when you see anybody played straight up.
That's right.
You see that with Matt Duffy. It's like a throwback game. What is this, 1987? Because this is the new norm. And now look, it's so much so that you got to get Daniel Robertson.
Yeah, that's unusual when he's on the first base side of second now.
Well, up until 2 strikes.
Yeah.
So, you tell him over there, hey, listen, once you get to 2 strikes, now you think he may. And it's not like he's moving that far.
You think they'd seriously think about outlawing the shift? I think it'd be tough to do.
I think it would be extremely tough to do. But there's enough chatter about it that it's certainly going to be talked about. You're just hearing it from too many corners. So it is being discussed, but I can't imagine that would happen.
You know, the game through the years has always changed. From the very beginning of this game, there's been a constant evolution of the game. And this is one of them.
Yep.
This whole idea with the Rays, having openers, bullpen days. You know, there was a point when you didn't have a closer. When they did, he didn't pitch just 2/3 of an inning or 1/3 of an inning. Pitched 2 and sometimes 3 innings. The idea of a relief pitcher who was a primary part of your roster in the early part of this game is pretty much unheard of.
And these things tend to work themselves out. It's an
that's
adjustment
the
made.
point. I think that's the point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The adjustment has been made by the defense. We're going to take away what data says where you hit the ball on the ground. We're going to take that away. Well, you can try one of 2 tacks. I mean, right now, you get the feeling that guys are saying, go ahead and shift on me. I'm going to try to go over the shift.
Yeah.
You know, it's all about exit velocity and about getting the ball in the air. Get the ball in the air and avoid the shift in that way. Now maybe there comes a time where you go, that's not working. We're not getting the results we want. Maybe we learn to start hitting the ball the other way. Maybe there is more emphasis on that. Guys that use the whole field. You think about the Rays with Matt Duffy. He's the one guy that gets played straight up. Why? Because he sprays the ball from foul line to foul line. And so maybe you start finding more of those types of hitters in lineups over time.
A strike to Pujols. Of course, the counter argument to that is you don't want a guy who can hit a home run to try to hit the ball the other way. He might never be able to hit the ball the other way on purpose.
And that's fine. If you're the home run guy, go ahead, go launch. If you're not the home run guy, you might want to start working on letting that ball travel a little deeper into the zone and go the other way. Now listen, overnight the change is not going to be made. It's not going to be easy for these guys to change the type of hitters that they are. There's no question about that. But over time, as you're teaching throughout the minor leagues at the amateur levels, I'm telling you, open up a school right now and teach guys to use the whole field.
You get Matt Duffy as your guest instructor.
There you go. Yeah, why not? You see him let that ball travel into the zone as deep as anybody. And by the way, if you've got power, it'll show itself, and then that's the guy that you are.
Yep. Well, anything, and I think particularly today with social media what it is, and media across the board, everything becomes an issue, whether it really is or not. And I think it's not only in baseball, but all sports and maybe all parts of our lives now. A lot of these issues really aren't issues, but they seem to be because they get all the attention. And I think by and large, when we look at the history of the game, as you referenced, it tends to work itself out, and I think it will.
Boy, the overreaction to things.
Yeah, everything is like that.
And you're right, it's everything. It's not just baseball, it's across the spectrum of sport, it's across the spectrum of life. Everybody's got a hot take, and we need to fix it right now.
I had the good fortune to spend some time with Jimmy Fry, who managed Kansas City, and when I was in Chicago with the Cubs, and he was my partner for a short time on radio. And Jimmy had this wonderful expression. He'd say, they just need to take a little nap.
Oh.
And I think that's so true. I mean, I hear him say that in my own head all the time. And maybe all of us should just take a nap once in a while. Just relax, take a nap, and it's all going to be good.
It was actually going through my mind when you were pontificating earlier. That's what I thought. Everybody just needs to take a deep breath and just take a nap.
Yeah. This will be okay. Pitch is high. 2-0. Upton at first with 2 gone. I chopped to short. Damas will take it across to first. Man left on the walk. No runs. We go to the bottom of the 4th. No score. Son brought to you by your Southern Chevy dealers. By Eldorado Furniture, a different kind of furniture store for over 50 years. And by your local Ford dealers. Well, we go to the bottom of the 4th, scoreless, and the Rays will have Matt Duffy to lead off against the lefty. It's a cut and a miss. He struck out the 3-2 his first time up, and then Heaney got him swinging. Infield straight up. The outfield a little bit around the other way for Duffy. He pops it down the right side out of play into the stands. Duffy had a couple hits in last night's game, including a run batted in and a run scored. Same thing in the game here Tuesday. The Rays won 10-6. ball, 2 strikes. Down 2-2. Ground ball. There's a base hit past the diving Valbuena. And the Rays have their second hit of the game.
Well, Matt Duffy going the other way. Pretty much straight up, a little bit of a shade. Well off the bag as Valbuena, but able to poke that ball right by him. Got to hit it hard. Leadoff man aboard too.
See what the Rays can do with this. Daniel Robertson, who did get the measure of Heaney out in Anaheim when he hit the grand slam off him. Rays won that game 5-3 as a result. A shot into center field. That's going to fall for a base hit. Duffy's going to go to third, and the Rays will have men on the corners to begin the 4th inning. Something cooking here for the Rays.
Well, that ball had the trajectory off the bat of a ball that was well hit, but it was off the end. And so it's just floating out there. And Matt Duffy, because it's out in center field and it's out in front of him, he got a great read on this. Is this ball right off the end of the bat? And so Matt Duffy understanding that ball's not going to get out there. Watch this read. He's out there and reads it extremely well and able to get right around the bag and into third. Base running.
A great opportunity. Tommy Pham, the hitter, hit the ball on a line his first time, caught by the second baseman Fletcher. It down. Pham did 14 home runs for the Cardinals, driving in 41.
I like Tommy Pham's batting stance. You know, when you look at it from that center field angle, it's an angry stance. He gets up there and ready, and I mean, that is a guy that wants to do some damage.
Foul out of play. Well, he's up there ready to hit, and as we referenced the first time around, hits the ball hard a lot.
Well, you look at his season in 2017, and you know, he hit over 300. His on base was over 400. 25 steals, 23 home runs. Good defender, as you pointed out last night, can play all 3 outfield positions well. Not to like.
And it's 2-1. Well, there you go. 53.7% and 95 plus the exit velocity. Three and one. And you know, he comes to the Rays, actually came to the Cardinals with a little bit of an edge. He thought that he didn't get to the big leagues as quickly as he would like. So he had something to prove with St. Louis, and I think that's something that will probably be with him for the rest of his career. Not a bad thing. Fouls it back. A little motivator.
Yeah, you know, a little chip on the shoulder.
Yep.
It allows you, and sometimes it causes you to focus just a little bit more, locks you in. You're out there, I'll show you.
Yeah. Word out of St. Louis is he was thinking, what took you so long to get me here? I'm ready to play. Got a chance here to put the Rays out in front with men at first and third and nobody out. A toss over to first. Robertson back in.
Well, he needs a strikeout here. He's got this count back to full. Tough pitch to make. No margin for error. The runner at third, runner at first.
And there is a pitch down and in that got Pham. So he's hit by a pitch, hit on the foot. And the bases are loaded. Braves will take a look at Pham's foot.
Boy, that got him square. Tried to make the perfect pitch to get him to swing over the top of it. He just yanked it a little bit too far. And so you take a look at it, hope that he's okay. But this, for the Rays, this is your opportunity. Bases loaded, nobody out. Now it's time to make your move. In a slow developing game offensively.
Take a little time up that right field line. See how foot is feeling.
You got to make sure that you can go. You got him on a rough spot. You know, it didn't bounce, didn't hit the sole of the shoe. That got him right in the side of the foot. It's not like those shoes give you a whole lot of protection.
Well, the bases are loaded, nobody out. C.J. Cron will be the hitter. Cron struck out his first time. There's a chance to hurt his former team right now. Takes a strike. He's picking up a little bit of the outside part of the plate. Fouls it. Quickly down 0-2. Cron, the former Angel. That almost sounds like a character evaluation, doesn't it? Yeah. Former Angel. He's not a bad guy, still a good guy. Just a former Angel. The base is loaded here. And trying to hurt the Angels, and who would want to do that?
Well,
right now he would.
Yes, he would. Yes, he would.
Stairs. Ball, 2 strikes.
He gets first crack at it, down to the count 1-2. You see that fastball up. That's where a lot of pitchers had some success against Cron, especially in the month of June. But boy, he has turned that around and gotten back to controlling his strike zone in July. You see the numbers there bear that out.
And he takes that when he takes a very close pitch there.
Well, yes, it was. He angled that in there, up and in, right at the top of the zone. Could have been called.
2-2 now. Ground ball, base hit into center. Duffy will score. Here comes Robertson, and the Rays take a 2-0 lead on the base hit by Cron. Well, Cron does come through against his former team, and the Rays have grabbed the early lead.
You know, just keep moving them along. Down in the count 0-2, he battles back, gets a breaking ball, and shoots it right back up the middle. Well done by C.J. Cron. You see him sit back and wait on that pitch. Good pitch recognition. And here are your 2 runs. Still nobody out.
Cron runs batted in 55 and 56 on the year. A couple of base hits by Duffy and Robertson. Pham hit by a pitch. And now the RBI single by Cron. Duffy and Robertson scoring. Pham stopping at second. And Jake Bowers, who had that great at bat against the Angels left-hander in the second inning, will bat again here in the fourth.
And boy, how much does that help him too? All of those pitches that he saw, the good fastballs, the breaking ball he was finally able to poke out into right field. All that information gathering helpful in this AB too.
Little tapper right side. Heaney will go to first with the throw, and the runners advance. Pham into third, Cron up to second.
Interesting what Heaney did there. Okay, I'm going to give you the fastball, but I'm going to change where I've been throwing it to you. And all those fastballs in the first at bat, middle of the plate away. He comes first pitch fastball in and able to jam him. Still works out like a bunt. Now you got to cash it in.
Carlos Gomez with a chance to pick up a run batted in or two. Hitting .220 for the year. He's upstairs. Cino taking a peek down at third with Pham coming down the line a little bit. Time. Duffy and Robertson have scored to give the Rays the lead. One and one with the foul ball back off a fastball. Gomez on a little bit of a run the last couple of weeks to get the overall average up to .220. And now he's hit by a pitch. Heaney with his second hit batter of the inning, and the bases are loaded.
And trying to be perfect again with that fastball, angle it in, and he just pulls it a little bit too far, like the breaking ball to Pham. Right here, the fastball. He doesn't have a lot of margin for error, and now he really doesn't with the bases loaded. Keeps trying to make the perfect pitch to get out of this mess.
16th time Gomez has been hit this year. Now Willie Adames.
Did you see the lead that they had in the league? Plus 10.
Now this one skips away down the line from third. Pham's going to score. And the Rays tack on another run here to make it a 3-0 ball game. That's a wild pitch on the first delivery to Adames.
Well, here's that breaking ball, and he just pulls it a little bit too far down and in. It catches the plate. Gives it a little bit of an extra skip there. Comes Tommy Pham. Nice read. Well, you look at C.J. Cron over at third. Surprised that Gomez still at first.
Want to know the count to Adames. Adames showing the bunt. That's a strike.
That fastball must have got him in a bad spot on that hip, because you know how aggressive he likes to play, how much he likes to run. And with that ball getting away from the catcher and then being worried about the play at home,
yep.
Shocking that he's still at first, unless that leg bothered him.
Time. Gomez had increased his lead a little bit. 3 hits, a couple of hit batters. The Rays with 3 runs home. Duffy singles started all of this. Shot to center. It's Young making the catch. A tag at third. Crone will score. It's a 4-run lead as Adames picks up a run batted in. Contact by the Rays shortstop to pick up the RBI.
Yeah, a great job here in this inning by the Rays offense. You know, you take the Matt Duffy hit the other way. Daniel Robertson dumps one into center field. You start to build something, and not only have those 2 guys scored, but you've got a couple more coming in, and that put 4 runs by the Rays.
So 2 outs with Gomez at first. Jesus Sucre is the hitter. Fouls a fastball. Fastball away, a little bit off the plate, but that first pitch fastball that Sucre found himself going out there after it, fouling it. That's going to be a base hit into right. Gomez turns second and holds there. And Sucre keeps the inning going.
Looks like the Rays lineup has started to figure some things out, and Sucre using the other side of the field to keep this inning alive. Second time through.
And now Kiermaier will start the 3rd time through. He's grounded to 3rd and fouled out to Simmons. Ninth man to hit in the inning. Away. Ball, no strikes. One ball, one strike. Four-run inning for the Rays. 4 runs, 5 hits in the game. 4 of those hits in this inning, mixed in with a couple of hit batters. A tapper to the right side. Still a fair ball, and Kiermaier's tagged by Balbuena. Rays send 9 men to the plate. They score 4 to take a 4-0 lead. The Rays have pretty much dominated the recent matchups between these two clubs, winning 9 of the last 11 and averaging 5.4 runs while holding the Angels to half that. When you look at the starters ERA as well, that gives the Rays a big jump in those 11 games, and they've won 9 of them.
And you look at the runs scored, that's early leads, which is what they have here, 4-0 as you head into the middle part of this game. And I'll tell you what, and we were talking about this before the game, this is a road trip from the pit of Hades for the Los Angeles Angels. They come into this series, and you saw the numbers against the Rays here recently, and then they go from here.
Marte hits it up the middle, comes up on Robertson, and he has no play. Marte hitting for Balbuena, and he is aboard.
And they go from here up to Cleveland to play the Indians, and they have not won a game at Progressive Field since 2014.
Yeah, how about that? I mean, the Rays know what it's like to struggle against the Indians in Cleveland, and that one of the places that in the history of this franchise at one point was almost Death Valley. But the Angels are going through that right now.
Yep.
Well, an error charge to Robertson. Marte aboard. And the first pitch strike to Cowart. Hunter Wood opened this game, worked 2 innings. Jalen Beeks with a couple innings under his belt, and now the error for the leadoff hitter. Is down 1-1.
Well, that's a key right there. Pound that zone. Opens up some options for you.
Yeah,
allows you to expand the zone.
First thing that Kevin Cass said about Beeks, it's all about throwing strikes, quality strikes from this young left-hander.
Yeah, that's the key. Throwing strikes is one thing, but if it's the quality.
Yep.
I mean, you think about that, and even when you teach young kids, you talk about pitching. It's the quality of the strike. It's the outer third, and then expand from there. And that's going to be key for Beeks. For most pitchers,
2-2.
not too many guys can live out over the heart of the plate. Certainly, if you've got a ton of velocity, you've got a little bit more margin for error out there. But the more that comes down, the more that those pitches get hammered.
Ground ball third. Duffy to Robertson, 1 and over to first for the around the horn double play. 5-4-3 it goes, and that erases the error, allowing Marte to reach. Duffy starts it.
And do not try to pull the pitch that's down and away. This ends up being the result.
Well, the bases are empty with 2 gone. That error, by the way, on Robertson, his 10th of the year, only his 2nd this year at second base. And that base runner quickly erased on the double play. A wave and a miss by Brasinho, the catcher. 4 runs, 5 hits for the Rays, no runs, 1 hit for the Angels. There's a strike, 0-2. Jalen Beeks, the lefty, has followed Hunter Wood. Right now, Beeks and Heaney, the pitchers of record. Heaney, the starter for the Angels. Wood was the opener for the Rays. He worked 2, and Beeks is 2 2/3 innings under his belt right now. Ground ball third, comes up, and a nice pick right there, and the throw to first. Duffy to Bowers takes care of Brasinho, and the Angels in the 5th. Bottom half of the frame coming. Duffy to lead it off, 4-0 Rays. price for $82.99. Watch every out-of-market regular season game live or on demand. Your subscription includes MLB At Bat Premium, allowing you to watch live baseball on your favorite supported devices. Lockout and other restrictions apply. Visit MLB.tv to take advantage of this special offer. Now the Rays sent 9 men to the plate in the 4th inning. Here in the 5th, Matt Duffy will lead off for the 2nd straight time. Rays have now batted around 13 times. There's a roller down to Marte, who's now playing first, and he makes the play unassisted. The Rays have had pretty good success in the 4th inning in this series. They scored 7 runs in the 4th on Tuesday, 3 runs last night, and 4 runs in the 4th of this game. So in those 3 games, they've sent 28 men to the plate in the 4th inning and scored 14 runs. Suddenly their favorite inning.
Second time through.
Yep.
You know, go kind of quietly first time, gather up a lot of information, get an idea of approach, and then go to work.
Robertson takes a little close, 2-0. They had a couple of hit batters in the 4th. Robertson has been one of the leaders on this team in that department. Gomez has been hit 16 times. Take the count to 3-0. Robertson has been hit 13 times. He trails C.J. Cron, who's been hit 14 times, and Gomez 16 times. Next comes Robertson with 13. 3-1. And that's drilled into left center field. Extra bases, 1 hop and over the fence. So that's a 2-base hit, number 15 for Robertson. He's 2 for 3 tonight.
Well, Dwayne, you talked about those 3 guys getting hit as much as they have. The reason why, they want to get their arms extended. And that's exactly what Daniel Robertson does right there on the 3-1 fastball away. So you get those guys that want to get out there and get after those pitches, you start trying to crowd them. And all of a sudden, some get away from you. Daniel Robertson on top of that, he stands right up on top of the plate. Good plate coverage to hit the ball that hard that was on the outside corner.
Tommy Pham shooting this one into center field. Young to make the catch. Tag at second. Robertson's going to advance to third. Pham is the second out. Now the man advances over to third in the person of Daniel Robertson. He'll be there with 2 gone for C.J. Cron. Cron got the big hit to drive in 2 to start the scoring in the 4th. Ball, no strikes. Balls, no strikes. Two 1. shot foul. It's going to be well out of play. The count squares. Two. It's foul right back. 56 runs batted in for Crone, 22 home runs. Career home run year. And strike 3 called. He is out on strikes to end the inning, and we'll go to the 6th. 4-0 Rays. Hunter Wood gave the Rays 2 scoreless innings with 5 strikeouts en route. Jalen Beeks has followed him to the mound with 39 pitches through 3 innings, giving up the 1 walk. And the Rays batted around. Another good 4th inning for the Rays. They scored 4. P.J. Crone's single drove in a couple to highlight that frame. Now we go to the 6th with Beeks facing the number 9 hitter, Eric Young Jr. Strike the count on Young, who struck out his last time. Fouls this one off his foot. So a 2-strike count to Young. And a cut and a miss. Young, strikeout number 3 for Beeks. 8 strikeouts for Rays pitching. Rays pitchers strike out 10 hitters today. Visit CanesStrikeout.com for a printed home voucher to take to Canes Furniture within 7 days and receive a coupon for 2 free tacos and chips at participating area Tijuana Flats locations. Restrictions apply. Upstairs to Fletcher, 1-0. One. Foul ball right back into the screen. 1-2. 2-2. Now the count is full. Liner into left. Pham's there to make the catch. Strike out on a line drive. 2 up, 2 gone in the 6th inning. Cole Calhoun. Calhoun has struck out. Grounded out to third. Wide, 1 ball, no strikes.
I remember that's where Tommy Pham got hit with that breaking ball right on that foot.
Apparently still bothering him.
Yep. I'm sure the turf does not help.
1-1 to count. Fly ball, left field, and Pham goes back for this one a little bit. Right there to make the catch. 3 up, 3 down, onto the bottom of inning 6. 4-0 Rays.
Had a good outing last time out. 4 innings, 4 strikeouts, only 1 hit. He's got a 2.36 ERA this season overall in the minors, but 38 strikeouts, only 5 walks with the Charlotte Stone Crabs, guys.
And we'll hear more about the Rays farm system on the post-game show. Here at the bottom of the 6th, Jake Bowers leads it off. One ball, 1 strike. Tapper foul. 1-2. Jim Johnson up in the bullpen, the veteran right-hander. Bowers now out on strikes with the toss down to Marte. And one away in the bottom half of inning 6. Strikeout for Heaney. Carlos Gomez stepping in. Gomez hit in the hip by a pitch in the 4th. Strike 1.
Not sure what to say. That's not your typical Carlos Gomez swing.
It is not. It's wide. 1 ball and 1 strike. Fly ball lifted back into center field with some carry on the track. Young makes a little adjustment there, moving to his left a bit to make the catch. Gomez gave it a little boost.
Yeah, it was a little bit more in line with what we're seeing from Carlos Gomez, and he obviously is hoping for a little bit more carry there. Straightaway center field.
Two up, 2 down for Willie Adames. Adames driving in a run with a fly ball to center. That was in the 4-run 4th. He was caught looking on a pitch in the 3rd, out on strikes. 2 hits last night, including his 4th home run of the year. One. White Sox will be coming in tomorrow, opening a weekend series. Rays have taken the first 2 games of this series. Tomorrow on Rays Live, 3-game show presented by your local Honda dealers, a 2008 American League Championship team reunion. And we'll hear from James Shields tomorrow. Down to 3rd. Adames is out of there. Howard to Marte. So a big weekend. Anniversary weekend here at the Trop. Pham in left. Pham earlier in the game hit by a pitch on his foot. Here's a look at that front foot. And that's been an issue that Actually, the back foot there is right foot, I meant to say. So Pham, who stayed in the game for the last few innings, has now left the game because of that right foot. Beeks on the hill facing Upton with the first pitch strike.
Well, it's been the theme for Beeks. First pitch strikes, and the curveball has been very, very sharp here this afternoon. I remember his last outing did not go as planned. It was a rough one. He wasn't hit overly hard, but there were a lot of bad counts. Hitters found holes. But this is one of those outings where you start to see where the Rays were excited to get him in the Nathan Eovaldi trade. He put up great numbers at Pawtucket at 17 strikeouts or so in 87 innings.
2-1, and doing that with a pretty good variety of pitches. Ground ball, that's going to be chopped through the right side with Robertson pulled over toward the shortstop side, and Upton has a base hit. He's on for the third time.
Yeah, nobody home, and somebody finally found where to go. Daniel Robertson right here, and plenty of room on that right side. Doesn't have to hit it hard, get it to the right little part of the field and get a base hit.
Well, 2 hits for the Angels. Upton has them both. They've had 4 base runners, 1 on an error. There's a race on a double play, and the other 3 base runners, Upton with a double, a walk, and now a single. 1-0 to Pujols. 2-0. Back over the screen. 2-1. Hamilton Simmons on deck. Ball up the right side. Is it going to be fair or foul? That's a foul ball down near the bullpen. And the count is 2-2. Action in the bullpen. Castillo up. Innings plus for Beeks so far. Liner into left. That ball is going to be in for a base hit. A couple of hops and to the wall. Upton will go to third, and Pujols moves into second with a double. And the Angels really have their first big opportunity of the day. Upton had doubled with 2 outs in the first, but now an Upton single and a double by Pujols to open the 7th.
Now 4-seam fastball trying to come in, and Albert Pujols beat him to the spot. Got the hands through. Finds the wall and left, and here you go. Brings Kyle Snyder out. You know, this is kind of how it started for the Rays. Back-to-back hits in the 4th inning. Got things rolling. They were able to plate 4 runs, and now Kyle Snyder looking to slow things down here against the Angel lineup that's starting to heat up. It's been a quiet afternoon, and you got to credit Rays pitching. You think about the work that Hunter Wood did, and Jalen Beeks has been very good.
The Angels Put up a little bit of a threat, and the Rays use a trip to the mound. Andrelton Simmons is 0 for 2 with a strikeout and a ground ball to short. Simmons was on 3 times last night, 2 hits and a walk. Picking up a run batted in. He takes it up the right side. That will fall foul. Down to the bullpen mound there.
Boy, that
would have been big trouble.
Ooh. And very reminiscent of Beeks' last outing, where a ball hit softly, finds safe ground, and that was just a foot or two outside of the line.
Over 60 pitches today for Beeks. Fastball is wide. 1-1. Marte is on deck. It's 2 balls and a strike. Made 82 pitches in the outing against the Orioles in Baltimore Saturday. The 2-1. Low with this one. 3-1. Beeks working his way through the lineup for the second time. Castillo at the ready in the bullpen. Nobody out. And the 3-1. Take the count full.
How about that? You talk about a pitch that's probably not expected by the hitter. You know, 3-1 changeup is one thing. 3-1 hook drops it right in there. And now if you're Andrelton Simmons, you've got to be wondering, well, if he was willing to throw the hook 3-1, I guess anything is up for 3-2.
And here it is, 3-2, and a chop right side. Robertson will take it to first. The run's going to score. Upton crosses the plate with Pujols going to third. And the Angels on the board. It's now 4-1 as Simmons picks up the run batted in his 49th.
Robinson's got to come a long way for this. Make the play and then get the throw over there, and Simmons, he's running the 100-yard dash, the heavy lean, trying to beat that out.
Jeffrey Marte entered the game in the 5th inning as a pinch hitter and reached on Robertson's error. Which is inside. ball toward the middle. Robertson will glove it, take it to first with another run scoring. So a couple of ground ball outs have scored the runs. Los Angeles cutting the Rays lead in half from 4-2. The score is 4-2 right now. The base is empty with 2 outs. Caleb Coward will be coming up. Coward, the third baseman, with a strikeout and a double play ball today. Cut and a miss. Two.
We're going right after him to try to put an end to this 7th inning.
The 0-2 pitch. And a cut and a miss. Followed up the fastball with that breaking ball. 7th inning stretch time. 4-2 Rays. By your local Toyota dealer. Toyota, let's go places. By Just for Men Auto Stop, time, travel, and a comb. And by your local Honda dealer. Moving into the bottom of the 7th inning of the Rays holding a 4-2 lead. Pitching change for the Angels. He departs in favor of the veteran right-hander Jim Johnson on for the 40th time.
41 1/3 innings. He of the power sinker wants to get the ball on the ground, get his infielders involved.
First pitch. That's Sucre up there taking a strike. 6 innings for Heaney. 6 hits. He's picked up 4 runs, all earned, no walks, 5 strikeouts, 98 pitches. 1-1 now on Sucre. Behind 1-2.
Well, and still searching for that first win on the road. We kind of highlighted that when he took the mound. He's 6-2 out in Anaheim. 0-4, chance to be 0-5 on the road.
This one right back to the mound, grabbed by Johnson. So the soft little liner on away. We'll get the Rays to the top of the lineup. But Kiermaier faced the right-hander Johnson. Kiermaier looking for his first hit of the game. 0 for 3 against the lefty. Shortens. Pitch is a ball too high. It's 1-1. Meyer waiting for the 2-1 from Johnson, and a big cut on the fastball. 2-2. Duffy on deck. Count is full. A high popper short left. Simmons out now. The left fielder Upton makes the catch.
You know, you've seen so many of those pop-ups that are going to involve, you know, a couple of different defenders, and you get a sense of the timing of when a guy's going to peel off. And this one started to get a little uncomfortable. Nobody peeling off yet till the last second, and then you see Upton catching that ball right down there by the waist.
Two up, two down innings so far for Johnson. Matt Duffy takes a strike. Duffy 1 for 3. Matt opened the rally in the 4th inning with a 1-out single. The Rays scored 4, all 4 of their runs in the 4th. 1 ball, 1 strike. Close there. 2-1.
Jim Johnson in his 13th major league season broke in 2006. Rays saw an awful lot of him when he was with the Orioles. Hasn't really changed much at all about the way that he attacks hitters. Maybe some diminished velocity, but everything else pretty much the same.
A 3-1 count to Duffy. Take it full.
Well, he had back-to-back seasons in 12 and 13. 51 saves in 2012, 50 saves in 2013. 177 for his career.
And there's ball 4. He walks Duffy with 2 gone. It's the first walk given up by Angels pitching. Heaney hit a couple men. And Rays pitching has given up just 1 walk. It's to Upton in the 4th by Beeks. There's Daniel Robertson, 2 for 3. Drawing a throw. Fastball just picking up the zone on the outside corner.
Opposing base stealers 4 out of 7 against Johnson. He goes with that high leg kick majority of the time. They know that the Rays with the lead sometimes, especially with 2 outs, try to push the envelope a little. Keeping an eye on Duffy.
Getting word on the Pham leaving the game. Tommy Pham with a right foot contusion in the proverbial day-to-day. Duffy back in at first. There goes Duffy. Pitch is foul right back. And the count is 0-2. Duffy will turn around and head right back to first base. Now the Rays, after their 56th win, 55 and 53. Now the pitch and a foul ball into the screen toward the first base dugout. Bit upstairs, 1-2. Ground ball toward the middle, stopped by Simmons.
Wow.
And the throw in time for the force at second on Duffy. Simmons to Fletcher, and that's quite a play by Andrelton Simmons to rob Robertson of a base hit.
Or just backhanding it, getting it to Fletcher as quickly as he could. Ends up rolling it to him, and it does get there in time.
So we'll go to the 8th, 4-2 Tampa Bay.
Angels 4-2, and let's take a look at our Bonefish Grill fresh catch of the game. Andrelton Simmons, one of the best glove men in Major League Baseball. That dive up the middle, #1, but then how about the reverse shovel here to Fletcher? Doesn't have time to do anything but that and gets it there in the nick of time. What a play.
And for the Rays, a new pitcher. Diego Castillo will take over. Third pitcher of the day for the Rays. Would open for 2. Beeks down the middle for 5. Ohtani will pinch hit to begin the 8th inning. Ohtani hitting for Brasinho. The pitch from Castillo is wide. Shohei Ohtani takes a strike, 1-1. Ohtani was 1 for 5, starting as the DH in the game Tuesday. One and two. Steele worked in the Tuesday game, the opening game of the series. And a cut and a miss. Takes care of Ohtani. Strikeout number 10 for the Rays.
Well, our T-Mobile built for baseball. Let's take a look at the afternoon for Jalen Beeks, and he was very good. Came out sharp and came out with the first pitch strikes, immediately getting the jump in most of the counts. I thought the fastball command was good. The curveball was very good. Sprinkle in a couple of changeups, but after a while it became the fastball curveball show, and did a nice job of using each of those pitches to set up the other. And after coming in after Hunter Wood and the work that he has done, this Rays pitching staff, 7 strong innings so far.
Yeah, part of the Arkansas connection, covering the front 7. Hunter Wood out of Rogers, Arkansas. Beeks out of the University of Arkansas from Fayetteville. One ball, one strike. Ball, 2 strikes. It's disappeared on Young.
This slider has been very good here for Castillo. Got the strikeout on it. Good one there, down and in.
Two. Saw Blake Parker a moment ago in the bullpen. Heaney worked 6. Johnson worked the 7th. There's Parker. Now full count. David Fletcher, the second baseman, the top of the order, on deck. On the ground to the right side, Bowers makes the play unassisted. Castillo over there just in case, but Bowers took care of that. 2 up and 2 down. Here's Fletcher. He has struck out. A fly ball to right and line to left in the 6th. One ball, no strikes. One. And a check in time, says Nick Marley.
Continues to attack with that slider, and you're close. Very close. It really could have gone either way.
It's a strike on the corner. Went in at 95, right on the outside edge. 2-2. swing and a miss. 3 up, 3 down in the 8th against Castillo, including 2 strikeouts. On to the bottom of the inning, 4-2 Rays.
Good things happening on the field right now with the Rays winning. Good things happening before the game as well. The Rays presenting a check for $40,000 to the PCA, the Positive Coaching Alliance. They're celebrating their 4th anniversary, and the Rays have been involved every step of the way since 2014. Guys, about 750 campers participating in the PCA in attendance today.
And good to have them here this afternoon as the Rays and the Angels move into the bottom of the 8th with Malik Smith leading off against Blake Parker. Pitcher number 3 for the Angels, and for Malik's his first plate appearance. Ground ball to short. Down to one knee. Simmons with the pickup and the throw to first. It's one away here in the bottom of the 8th.
Do you think plays like that bore Andrelson Simmons? This is standard run-of-the-mill ground ball to me.
So used to making great plays.
Boy, he is as smooth as you're going to see anywhere.
You know, the great thing about him has been obviously the play he gives you every day at shortstop, but the offensive side of his game has really developed into something special as well. C.J. Cron pops it up foul, out of play. Big hit for C.J. Cron in the 4th inning. Another big 4th inning for the Rays, and Cron got the scoring started with that base hit driving in 2.
Bases loaded, nobody out, and he had fallen down in the count 0-2 and takes that curveball right back up the middle, hurts his old team, and led to a big inning.
0-2. And close, but a little wide right there. Ball 2 strikes. 48th appearance for Parker, 2-1. And there's strike 3 and the throw down to first to Marte to complete the out. So Parker picks up a strikeout. We're inundated with Arkansans here. Parker hails from Fayetteville, Arkansas. does the pitcher of record for the Rays, Jalen Beeks. Now Jake Bowers. Strike. Bowers 1 for 3, doubled the second inning. Boy, that was a great at bat, an 11 pitch at bat, and he doubled in the second inning. Homered in each of his last 3 games. 1-1. You know, the Angels acquired Parker on a waiver claim at the end of the 2016 season. He was with the Yankees, and the Angels claimed him on waivers. The next month, the Brewers claimed him from the Angels. That was in November, and in December, the Angels claimed him right back from the Brewers on waivers. I mean, that's quite a tug of war on that waiver list involving Blake Parker. Parker first got to the big leagues with the Cubs back in 2012. Big swing at him as Bowers out on strikes. 2 strikeouts in the 8th by Parker. We go to the 9th inning. Rays up 4-2. On to the 9th inning we go. The Rays holding a 4-2 lead. Sergio Romo will get the call. Following Woods, Beeks, and Castillo. Hunter Wood worked 2, Beeks worked 5, and Castillo worked an inning. Cole Calhoun will open the 9th inning for the Angels. Pitch is outside, 1-0. And 2 on the year, 12 saves for Romo. Two and nothing. like that, Romo falls behind. 3 balls, no strikes.
Yeah, a little respect being paid here to Calhoun for how hot he is, trying to stay right off the edge and implore him to chase and go after a pitch that he normally would not, at least wouldn't want to. Unfortunately, you fall behind 3-0, and now you run the risk of putting him on, tying run to the plate. You certainly don't want that to happen.
Power on deck in Upton. 2-run game. Now a strike. Romo worked in the game on Tuesday. Worked the final inning in that one. He worked an inning in the game last night, and now right back at it here today. The count is full. Three-two, and a swing and a miss. He comes back to get Calhoun after falling behind him 3-0.
Boy, 3 quality pitches in a row. Fastball away, then the wraparound breaking ball, and then how about that? 87, bottom of the zone. It's too close to take, and that late action right underneath the swing.
Well, that's quite a feat. Falling behind 3-0, coming back to get Calhoun.
Could be some uncomfortable pitches made right there, and I'll tell you what, Romo made him look very comfortable.
Justin Upton. Foul ball. Upton has been on base all 3 times with a double walk and a single, and that caught Sucre.
Right straight down off that little, wasn't even really a swing, to watch this ball run up and in and deflect. The padding helps. That's about it.
So a strike on Upton. This one is wide. Romo faced Upton last night. He reached on an error. One and two. Was that play last night? And Upton reached on the Adames error and then was out at second base. The Rays challenged the call and prevailed. They got it overturned on the replay. Very wide now, and it's 2-2. Winners in the first 2 games, 10-6 and 7-2. Leading 4-2, 1 out in the 9th inning of this one. And a 2-2 count on Upton. And we'll go all the way out to him. Well, he fell behind Calhoun 3-0 when 3-2 struck him out. Now he's 3-2 with Upton, who holds on deck. And the 3-2. Ground ball, third, foul. Forces another 3-2 pitch. Felix Pena is up in the bullpen down the left field line for the Angels, just in case.
And Mike Trout.
And a cut and a miss. Upton out on strikes. So Romo gets two big hitters, Calhoun and Upton, on strike swinging.
Yeah, and you could see with Trout sitting there, you think that he would be a guy that would be ready in case they get a guy aboard. But there's that breaking ball you talk about. Stayed right out over the plate. Upton not real happy with himself. Probably saw it very well in the swing, just no contact. And I guess when Mike Scioscia and the Angels said a day off for Mike Trout, that is a day off, not even stirring.
Now Albert Pujols. Strike. Pujols doubled in the 7th inning, scored a run. Upton had opened that inning with a base hit. The double by Pujols had a couple of ground balls, scored both the runners individually. Upstairs, now it's 1-1. And Romo trying to close this one out. And a popper on the left side. That should do it. Duffy there to make the grab, and the Rays have swept the Angels, winning this one 4-2. The Rays go to 56 and 53, defeating the Angels 10-6 in game 1, 7-2 in game 2, and today 4-2. Coors Light, refreshing finish. The popper off the bat of Pujols. Beeks will get the win. He is 1-1. A save for Romo, his 13th. Heaney, the loser, dropping his record to 6-7. The first major league win for Jalen Beeks. 4-2 the final. Right back in a moment.